Hey guys, welcome back to the Ducati build. We are on step number 18, which is attaching subframe left side or chain side. So it's not going to be a huge long video, I don't think. We only have 3 parts. We have D44, we have D43, and we have B29, and we actually get to use another little screw again, and that other little decal that we put on the other side we have to put on this side as well, on that foot peg. So just like the other side, painting is going to be pretty simple. LP11, both parts are all LP11, which is silver. Then we have a semi-gloss black, which they call for X18, the acrylic number. LP5 is what we'll be using. And then a gloss black LP1 as well. So 3 parts, get them cut out, cleaned up, and then we will look at getting them done. All right, so that right there, we will grab the D sprue, and we will grab D44. Wow, that's a bigger part than I thought it was going to be. Grab D44. Can't get too close, so I'll just get it a little bit further off. Alright. And what other part did we need? We need a D43, which is down here. Let's see. Let's try to get that thing and not cut off something I'm not supposed to. So there we go. And what did I say? B29, which is, there's 26, 27, 28, and 29, which kind of looks like it's a kickstand. Okay. So, I'll just clean up these little parts from where we just clipped them. Oh, I almost cut that off, and that's an actual bolt. It's a good thing I looked twice. Look twice, cut once. So that is ready for paint. This one, there's a nub there. There's that nub that was hard to get to. There we go. We'll come at it like that. As my dad said, never cut towards yourself. But there's a little piece of plastic stopping it from getting me. So, ooh, then I just about cut myself with that. So, I'll come in here. Make all those edges smooth. Alright, that one is ready for paint. We don't have a whole lot of painting tonight. So back to this piece. It's kind of bizarre. Had some technical difficulties. So I'm now going to cut some parts. And I am going to go paint some parts. I don't know what's going on with this thing. All right, before I go to actual paint, since this is all going to be LP11, which is silver, I figured I'm going to try to glue the two pieces together, which the directions weren't incredibly clear. They were a little bit, because this arrow makes it look like that's going through that, but it's not. It's pointing to a little, what I assume is a hole in the back, because you have a small notch there and a bigger notch there, and you have a small hole here and a bigger hole here. So if you put those together, small notch into the small hole and the other one into this hole, it seems to fit. So we are going to dab a little glue right on there and down in there, and then that way when I'm painting it, it's all one unit and I can just grab it and get it done that way. And then when it's all done and painted and dried, we can put that decal right on here. It's just a weird fit. It's just a weird fit. That's all there is to it. I guess I should test fit it onto the bike to see if I did it the right way. So it basically says when we're done that this big notch will go into that swing arm, and if we remember from the last time, that screw was not deep enough on the other side. So we're going to see if the screw is big enough on this side to go all the way in, and I don't think it is. So we're going to let that continue to dry over there. And we are going to screw that screw in deeper. So definitely when you're putting the screws in these kits, try to do them all the way. Because then this is going to go in those holes, that hole, ouch, this hole, and that's where it's going to sit once it's all painted and ready. So, all right, so I guess we can take it off now and go paint it. Now that I know that everything fits right. So that piece is going to get painted LP11 silver and gloss black, and then I'll come back and brush paint. I'll brush paint this piece semi-gloss black. We'll put that decal on there. All right, we have the, what I think is the kickstand. I guess I haven't decided yet. I think it is though. It gets attached with a small screw. So we are going to let that fully dry before we touch it and put fingerprints all over it. But that is painted and ready. So we're going to put that off camera so it doesn't fall. And of course, as I'm doing that, it falls. Okay, so then we have that whole assembly. So we're going to put a nice wash on it. We're going to put that decal on it. And I'm going to paint this little fin here. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to paint that little fin there. LP5, which is semi-gloss black. And last time I left this where the decal goes, I left it silver. So this time, while I'm painting this, I'm going to go ahead and just paint that black, because this is kind of a darker decal. So if for some reason there's a gap and it causes something to be seen through, I'd like it to be black rather than silver. So let's do that while we can. Little Tamiya LP5. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Move some of my stuff off my bench. Picked this off of Amazon. It was a really cool screwdriver set. It's got tweezers in it. It's got scrapers. It's really, really cool. All of them are magnetic. Lots of different tips. And then this slides right down in there and stays. And then it all slides into this cool case. And it stays over here on the shelf. So when I need it, I've got everything I need. So, grab me a brush. Paint this little fin. I'm gonna hand brush it because it's such a small part. But then I think what I'm going to end up doing is, well, I can't say I think I'm going to end up doing. If it dries with brush strokes and I don't get the result I want, then I am going to come back in and airbrush it. Be good, except for I said I was going to paint that foot peg too. All right, so there is that part finished. So that'll dry. It looks glossy now, but it's going to dry to a semi-gloss. So that is ready for the decal. The kickstand's ready for the screw. While that's drying, I can do a little panel line wash on this part and get ready, so that way when we are done with the decal, we can actually put it right on to the bike and be done with step number 18. So, I think I'm going to go with a combination of dark gray and dark brown. So I'm going to go grab my dark gray because I thought it was on my bench. So I'm going to do dark gray first, only because let's see what it does versus the dark brown. I can always go to dark brown if the dark gray is not going to get dark enough for me. I can go ahead and go either with I have brown and dark brown, so I'm going to try. But I've been using the dark gray for my Nissan Z build, and I've really liked the way the gray is working against all the different metals. So it gives a nice I'll even probably come out touch some of these, like this bolt right here. I'm probably going to put like a gold finish on. Put some in those holes there. I'll come back and pick those little bolts out with a chrome silver. So that way it just helps define it a little bit more. Dang it. My camera angle is not the greatest tonight. All right, go ahead and do some of this on the back side. All right, so that kind of helps. Gives it a little bit of a, it just helps define the difference in the parts. All right, so we'll let that dry. And I will get that decal. All right, so we got that decal there. All right, so we are now ready for the decal. So take a little bottle cap. And get my little tweezers. Drop it in the water. And grab me a little piece of paper towel. Get ready to wrap it around this little foot peg. So I think while that's drying, God, you guys ever have those days where your words just always get messed up and you just are having such a great day? I am going to take a little gold paint and I'm going to touch on those little bolts and things like I said I was. Okay, so I painted a little bit of gold on some of the bolts, and so not a huge amount, just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of visual interest. So I'm going to put this decal on now, and then I'll probably, once I get everything glued to the bike, I'm probably going to do another panel line wash. Sure, there it falls off in the water. I'm going to do another panel wash in the, or over all the parts that I just worked on. Okay. So if you remember last time I did this, I had to use, I used some of this, ooh, it's really zoomed in, this Walther Solvaset, because it softens the decal and helps, wrap it and conform to shapes. As you can see right now, it's pretty stiff and just sticking straight out there. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to wick off that water first. All right, then I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to try to I say that, now it's stuck to the brush. So brush that on, and that's going to help soften it. And it's actually going to help bend it right around there like it did on the other one. Like it did on the first one. Not even on screen, sorry guys. I've got to put like a little red dot saying, hey, you have to be right here in order for everybody to see it. So we'll put a little bit more on there. Try not to make it come off anymore. And then gently just bend the decal around the shape, making sure everything's flat. Bend that one that way. And you basically can just let it sit now. It's crazy to go through so much work and then you hope to see a little bit of the texture that was intended by putting that decal on. So that is done. So we're gonna let that sit for just a second. Put this away. Zoomed into my really close tweezers. So it says to put the kickstand on with a tiny small screw from the screw bag. So it is a 1.2 by 2.5 millimeter, which is, it says silver. Which I forgot that I put all my screws in this handy dandy little cup for easier access. So we are going to see what screw it is. I think it's this one right here, which seems to be pretty accurate. So that's the one we're going to use. So take this bad boy off its toothpick if it wants to come out, and it does. So it says to use the indention part. We're going to set the piece like that. And we're going to take this flat spot of the kickstand. And it's going to go like that as it falls over and rolls over. Actually, that's perfect. Perfect. So then we're going to take this part right here and we're going to put it on top of there. And that's where our screw's going to go. Just screw it until it's tight. And if all works right, I believe you have a working kickstand. So that part is done. And we are now ready to glue it to the bike. So I'm gonna put on a glove so I don't touch it too much with my greasy, nasty hands. And we're going to put the glue, let's see, in this hole. And we're going to put some glue in this hole, and this hole, and this hole. All three of those little areas we're going to put glue. Then we are going to take this part and we're going to drop it down into its holes. And it fit like a glove. Looky there. Looky there. All right, so a lot of this is still going to be drying, but I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to do another panel wash. And then I'm going to hit these with some silver. And that is step 18 of the Tamiya Ducati build. So far, so good. Still loving this build. Can't wait to see it with some Ducati red on it. Like I said, I'm probably not going to use that silly black cover that we did in the last step because it just hides that exhaust too much. So it's going to be set off to the side for right now. I will see you guys for step 19. Thanks for all my subscribers and all my likes. If you're seeing this for the first time and you like it, go ahead and hit that like button and that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.